Hello, it is Saturday, July 20th, 2024. I'm Chris Bremo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Saturday crossword, which means it's going to be what could well be the trickiest puzzle of the week, a tricky themeless crossword. Just to let you know, I do for the next about 3 weeks have something of a constrained schedule, so I might be attempting to solve some of these puzzles a bit more quickly than I ordinarily do, just to buy myself a bit of time in the mornings, but shouldn't be too radically different. Just wanted to let you know. In any case, this potentially slightly speedier edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Dre, Casey Brandt, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, keep this channel going. They sustain this series, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thanks to those 5. Thanks to everybody who's a patron. And if you'd like to be, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve, where you'll find the bonus videos. And for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thanks again to all the supporters. Thanks as well if you've subscribed on YouTube, which is a big help. And then there's also that Daily Solve Discord chat server, a friendly chat community which can be joined via a description field link. So now let's get right on to today's potentially tricky, themeless Saturday puzzle. It's the second crossword by Ricky J. Sirois, it looks like, and it was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It'll have no theme. Let's find out how tricky it is. Let's start solving. Bungee jumping might be seen on it. I have no idea. I don't know if that's a location or an event or maybe a show. I don't know. Aggressively promote, to hawk something maybe, or to hype it. Those actually both start with H, which could be helpful. Seasonal threat. Hay, like hay fever, or maybe flu. Oh, aggressively promote could be flog. That could then be flu. Blank Wood, portrayer of the Bond girl, Plenty O'Toole, and Diamonds Are Forever. I don't know, maybe Lana or Lara. The end of the road, say. Not sure. Last something? Last stop? Last exit? Singly. If you did sort of if you did something singly, you did it sort of individually. Is that the meaning we're getting at here? Oneness doesn't really make sense. Part of UX. UX stands for user experience in software design and other things, I guess. So that'll be part of it. So this probably is an N. It probably is one alone. I don't know. Got deep in the weeds. Is this an A? I think it probably is. Lana Wood. It sort of sounds familiar. Got deep in the weeds. Oh, gardened, maybe. If you literally did some gardening. That makes sense. We'll update you once we know, in brief. TBD, to be determined. Oh, one by one. Ah, right, okay. They were marching singly. They were marching one by one. I think that's what that means. Okay. A bad look. The evil eye or something eye. The end of the road. Maybe just last exit off a motorway, for instance. Company descended from the Rockefeller oil empire. Oh, it must be Exxon. I didn't actually know that. That's interesting. And an Englishman in New York, maybe. An expat, an expatriate. Not a huge fan of that term, but I guess for some people's sort of situation, I guess it makes more sense than immigrant. Courage is spine. Yes, if you've got a spine, you've got courage. Metaphorically. Eponym for a ship in a famous thought experiment. Theseus. The ship of Theseus is there are a few different forms that this thought experiment has taken, but ship of Theseus is the one that I always think of, and that's the idea that if you sort of, board on a plank on a ship rots away, you replace it. Sail goes threadbare, you replace that. Eventually, over time, what if you've replaced individually every single component of the entire ship? Is it the same ship? It's a really interesting thought experiment, I think. A bad look. Oh, maybe it's just the eye. He gave me the eye. He gave me a bad look. I think that works. Like some window shades, pleated maybe. You often have pleated window shades that can sort of fold into themselves. Let's see if that works. Have to shave one's head, perhaps. Losing hair? No. Plot. Could be plot as in the events of a story, could be plot as in a plot of land, could be plot as a verb, as in to plot things on a graph, or to scheme. It could be quite a few things. Beat poet, question mark. A rapper, maybe? So you see beat poet and you might think a poet of the beat generation. But the question mark means it's a pun, makes me think maybe it's a poet whose words are set to a beat, a rapper. Plot. I don't know what that's about. Blank you. Bless you, maybe. Could be that. It's a phrase, so that would make sense. Have to shave one's head, right. So it could be lost something. Plot. Map out. Yes, to plot something is to map it out. There we go. Precursor to precalculus algebra is learned typically before precalculus, and then I guess trigonometry is in there somewhere. Test important to MA seekers, so Master of Arts. So the GRE, that's for graduate school admissions. There we go. Which I think came up on the puzzle recently, and I couldn't quite remember what the purpose of this test was, and someone in the comments reminded me, so I do always appreciate that. Have to shave one's head, perhaps. Maybe just lose hair. That would make sense with perhaps, because obviously if you're losing hair, you don't have to shave one's heads, but that might be a course of action one thinks one must take, hence the perhaps. So let's just put that in and see if it helps with, say, this. Settle on. I don't know. I'm going to remove that because I'm not confident enough. Place to pick up a puppy, perhaps. The nape of its neck, maybe? The way that a parent dog might. Something worn in the woods. I'm wondering if it doesn't mean worn as clothing, but I'm wondering if it means worn away. I'm just wondering if there's a very sort of subtle pun going on here. Like maybe a walking stick gets worn away. I'm not sure what this is. Historic Milwaukee brewer. Is Pabst based in Milwaukee? It seems, I wouldn't be surprised. And it would fit. Let's look at this. Many a retiree these days, a baby boomer, right? The baby boomer generation is sort of hitting retirement age. Popular choice for un antojito, a little craving. So this is presumably going to be a Spanish or Mexican dish. Or, there are other Spanish-speaking countries, of course. But I don't know. Makes sense. That works or something like that? No. That doesn't work, but maybe something else will. And blank. And yet. Have to shave. Okay, so it isn't. Oh, lose a bet. Right. Okay, you might make a bet and the loser has to shave their head. Okay, so that's what's going on. So it's even more, perhaps, but yes. Makes sense. That tracks. There we go. That does track. And that's the answer. Noted fantasy series for short. LOTR for Lord of the Rings, I'm sure. Oh, street taco, maybe? I bet that's my first thought when I saw this was, well, it's got to have street. And then I thought street food, but then street tacos specifically, probably, given the Spanish language element of the clue. I do miss great street tacos. Local life biotas. So this is the sort of local flora and fauna of an environment. Fast food classic, a Big Mac is a classic fast food hamburger. And online payment option would be e-check, I suppose. All right, we've got a return of an E word, potentially. I could be wrong, but I bet this is what it is. I guess it's an online payment option. I don't really think that's a thing anyone says or uses these days. I guess that just means a sort of bank transfer, basically. Arthur of Maud. B. Arthur is an actor, so that'll be it. Some disposable razors are Bics. The brand is Bic. Settle on is alight on, so, a bird alights on a surface, lands on that surface, settles on it. Team whose AAA affiliate is called the Sugarland Space Cowboys. The asterisk did not know that. So, well named, I guess. Starts to pay attention. Tunes in, maybe? Bit of advice from an expert, a hot tip or a top tip, something like that. Maybe top tip. It's better for an expert advice. Gal of note. Gal Gadot, the actor, maybe? Of note simply meaning famous. And I mean, it's a slightly misdirecting clue because gal, the fact that it's capitalized because it's a name, is camouflaged by the fact that it's also capitalized because it's the start of a sentence or sentence fragment in this case. So, but I bet that's the answer. David Blank, Grammy-winning French DJ. I do not know this name, I don't think at all. General idea. Oh, the tenor of a conversation, the general idea of a conversation, that could be it. Punish like Montresor does Fortunato in the cask of Amontillado, entomb, to entomb, to, sort of bury alive, potentially. David, yeah, okay, I'm just not going to know that. Compose could be to pen. If you pen a letter, you compose it. And a defensive denial, don't know. Okay, ain't happening. Something no. It's not going to be this. No. It's definitely not the answer. Ain't happening. No. This ain't happening for me right now. Dance around to, well, I was going to say allied. Could be allude. No, it'll be allied. If you dance around a topic, you kind of elide it. You sort of leave it out. Do I think there are any other possibilities there? I don't know. I'm going to leave it in for now. Characters in 300. Spartans or... I don't know. I've not actually seen the film, but I'm pretty sure it's about Spartan warriors. Is it the Battle of Thermopylae, maybe? I don't know. A bit of advice from an expert, right? Top tip, maybe. Academic extension, probably EDU for a school website. Supreme leader, question mark. So it probably means a prefix. Well, it could mean either a prefix that goes before supreme, or it could mean a prefix that means supreme. I mean, it might also not mean a prefix, but I bet it does with that question mark. What about this? Dump. To can someone, to dump them, to leave them, to break up with them. Tech news website in 4 letters. I bet it's CNET. That's a very old, well-established tech website. Tired. Could end with ing. Elusive in a sense. Cagey? No, that would need an E anyway. Indigenous people of the Pacific Northwest. Probably ends with either an A or an S, I bet. Elusive in a sense. Okay, I'm not sure about this. Let's put in top because I'm not getting anywhere else. Horses around, question mark. Probably ends in an S. Elusive in a sense. Okay, I'm really not doing very well in this area. Tired. I guess it doesn't need to end in ing. It could end in ENT or ANT. I still don't know. This is top. Okay, I'm going to look elsewhere and come back to this, I guess. Maybe if I can get 6 down, it'll help me. Like some basic bikes. 1 speed. A 1-speed bike. Problem is, I don't know this. David, what about this? Defensive denial. Oh, something not David Guetta? I don't know. Defensive denial. Yeah, it could be something like I'm so not, or we're not, maybe? I don't know. 28 across for one. 28 is receiving gains abbreviation. Your receiving gain. Your gains are profitable. I don't know what that is. Small denomination. Cent. Reward for staying. Boy, I'm suddenly just, I did, felt like I was doing pretty well on this sort of, I don't know, alternate kind of diagonal corner of the grid, but now I'm really falling apart. Okay, about to get it, on the cusp or something like that. Touring show for figure skaters. I have no idea. Actors Feldman and Haim. Oh, Coreys. The two Coreys. Or big in the 80s and 90s, I guess. Weirdly, I just watched a short film the other day called Coreys. Anyway. 28 across for one. It had nothing to do with the two Coreys. Liberal Arts College in Michigan. I do not know that. Maybe I'll recognize it when I see it. Okay, this is not helping as much as I was hoping. Spanish province whose capital is Bilbao. I should know that immediately. I can't think. Vast is enormous or huge or I don't know. Magic words. Something like, is it? It's probably not please and thank you. It's probably more like abracadabra or something like that. But I can't. Presto, I don't know. Where the Hangul writing system is used. That's Korea. I definitely know that. Okay, blank shop, modern day storefront. Etsy shop? It's come to mind because Etsy is maybe approaching the status of being the official online storefront of the New York Times crossword. But I don't know if Etsy shop is itself a phrase. I'm going to put it in and just see. Bungee jumping might be seen on it. Don't know. About to get it. No, I'm not convinced by Etsy. Office hookup for short. Is it like DSL or something? Is it an internet hookup? Is that what we're talking about? Or a LAN or a WAN for a local area network or wide area network? I don't know. Defensive denial. Yeah, okay. Small denomination. Did I look at these yet? Oh, I did. Okay. Ain't happening. No can do. Oh, I must have misspelled her name. I was spelling it like waiting for Godot. Okay. That was wrong. This must be how she spells her name. That'll be it. Okay. So indigenous people of the Pacific Northwest. How am I not seeing this? I'm shocked that I'm not getting this. I'm very disappointed in myself. All right. Tired. Oh, this isn't allied. It's evade. Dance around, evade a topic. That's what it is. Because this could be something like overdone. If you're tired, or if a topic is tired, it's overdone. Horses around. Oh, carouses. Oh, boy, that evade allied really threw me off. That's the shame. Okay, so characters in 300. Heroes? That's a bit vague. Is that right? Bit of advice from an expert. Pro tip. That's the obvious one. I didn't think of it. Supreme leader. Most supreme. I'm not sure what this is. Indigenous people. Maybe I just don't know this sort of tribe name. I don't know. Characters in 300. Supreme leader. Elusive in a sense. Elusive. Yeah, horses around is definitely carouses. Dump. Oh, a sty. Like a pigsty. It's not dump as a verb, it's dump as a noun. A dump, a total mess. Okay, supreme leader. Oh, boss. Oh, is that all it is? No, there's no way that's a B. Oh, I always forget how to pronounce this in this context, but the Nez Perce, or I assume that this, I've always assumed, and I should just look this up and find out. I've always sort of assumed this comes from the French that would indicate a sort of pierced nose, because maybe when, someone from this, people from this sort of nation were encountered, maybe some of them had pierced noses. I don't know, but I do actually definitely know this name. um, as indigenous people of the Pacific Northwest. And I just couldn't, I guess I was trying to think of a single word, but I'm sure that's right. I'm 100% certain that's right. And characters in 300 are zeros. Okay, I don't know that terminology, but sure. So what does this mean? Supreme Leader Ross. Oh, it's Diana Ross, the leader of the Supremes. Oh my goodness. I even think Diana Ross was in the crossword within the last several days. Okay, well, great, good. All right, I'm glad I have that bit finished. Let's see if we can actually complete the puzzle. Receiving gains. What does that mean? Positive? As in the black? I don't know. Spanish province, vast. I don't know. Magic words. Okay. Boy, this puzzle got very tricky, didn't it? Office hookups. Right. So what do I think this is? Probably not DSL. That's a bit outdated. It could be LAN or WAN. I've never actually said that out loud. Is it WAN or WAN? WAN, probably, if it rhymes with LAN. LAN would be more likely. Local area network. Just because it's a phrase people actually use. Let's see if that helps. Bungee jumping might be seen on it. I just don't know what this is. Might be seen on it. Maybe it's seen in the sense of listed as an activity. Oh, bucket list? Oh, this isn't 1 speed. Is it going to be like some basic, like 2 speed? Oh, I'll be really pleased with myself if this is correct. So I think it might be seen. That was the key to getting this, was seeing it on. I was initially thinking a kind of list of activities offered by some kind of, I don't know, company or something. But no, you might see it on someone's bucket list, a list of things to do before they die. There we go. As popularized by that film. Okay, so 10's basic bike. Are basic bikes 10 speed? No, 2 speed probably would be more basic. That would make sense. About to get it. In, I don't know. Oh, it was, so in, I don't know if in is correct, but thinking of an I here did give me Biscay, Spanish province. There we go. That'll be it. So that's capital. It's capitals Bilbao, which I annoyingly didn't actually have those two associated, but there we go. Good. So about to get it. So is it in for, no, I don't know. Vast. It could be something. It's like in the sense of unlimited or unbound, or I don't know. Touring show for figure skaters. Oh, something on ice. Yeah. Skating related shows are often called something on ice. Stars on ice? I don't think I know it, but there we go. I've never actually seen any of these on ice shows, as it turns out. This is Etsy Shop. It is that. I was right. Okay, about to get it. It really looks like in, doesn't it? Vast. Untold. Untold fortunes, vast fortunes. That's what it is. Liberal Arts College in Michigan. I don't know. Alda, maybe? Magic words. Charms. Okay, Alma, it must be. Receiving gains. Yards. Oh, I bet that's an NFL thing. I don't know that. Okay, well, there we go. Oh, in hot water. It's not about to get it. I was thinking about to get an idea or an answer, as I am trying to do in this crossword. But no, it's about to get it. In other words, you're going to get it. You're going to be in trouble. In hot water. That's what it is. Defensive denial. It is not. That's what it is. Okay, I was thinking it was going to be from the perspective of a speaker. Small denomination. A sect. Not a small denomination of money, but a small denomination of a break off of a religious group, a sect, that kind of thing. Reward for staying, a treat. So you might give a dog a treat as a reward for staying. That's it. And then yards is an example of receiving gains. Yards would be an example of a statistic in sports. So no. Okay. What time is it? Okay, I do have to hurry up. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna run through this quickly myself without speaking aloud, and I'll just pause the video while I do that and see if I can find my mistake. Okay, I just was going through all the crosses, and my first thought was maybe I misspelled David Guetta, but the crosses all seem fine. Then I got to this, and I thought I never even elusive in a sense. This doesn't, easy doesn't make any sense. That's not a word at all. You should always check the crosses. Let's check the crosses as the official mug says. So what is this? Horses around. Oh, it's not carouses. It's a carousel. Whoa. Okay, that was right. And of course it's a pun. So if it were carouses, it wouldn't need the pun indicator because that would straightforwardly mean horses around. But no, it's horses going around in a circle. It's a carousel. Wow. Okay. That was a complete flub on my part. This was the real flub, though. There we go. Okay, well, that was for me anyway, a very tricky Saturday puzzle. Maybe not so much for other people, but I found that pretty tricky, especially once I'd sort of completed, what was it? Was it basically the southeast sort of half of the grid? I think that was the bit that I did, in which I did okay. And then once I made it to the northwest, things started getting much trickier. I felt like I was in hot water. Yeah, tricky one today. And some very clever and misleading clues. Obviously, for me, most significantly, horses around, meaning a carousel. It's incredibly clever. I'm not bothered by the clue. I'm only bothered that I didn't check my crosses and see that Ely was spelled as easy and just made no sense at all. It wasn't a word. So that was entirely my own error. And I apologize to myself and to you. And there we go. That was the Saturday puzzle. I do have to take off. I'll be back tomorrow for a much longer Sunday puzzle. We'll see how that one goes. So join me for that jumbo-themed Sunday grid tomorrow. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.